numerous large-scale engagements with more than 200 professionals during the credit crisis. He has advised the Federal Reserve Bank in performing analyses and due diligence. These assignments included advising the Federal Reserve Bank, the FDIC, and the Treasury on potential guarantee structures for a major financial institution, and also the DAF program. In international markets, Skip has assisted in setting up the strategic vision for Ernst & Young Structured Finance Advisory Services, which includes a team of 7 senior executives and more than 100 professionals. Among his other assignments, Skip led teams performing due diligence and valuation services for a number of multi-billion-dollar acquisitions, and manages a client services team providing advisory services to Fannie Mae. Skip has been invited to speak at a variety of conferences and graduate schools regarding the current state of the financial markets. Skip is also actively engaged with Binghamton and serves on the School of Management Metro Advisory Board. He has endowed the Skip and Roosevelt Scholarship, helped establish the EY Connect program, of which some of you have been members, and contributed to the Dean's Excellence Fund. Most importantly, Skip is a wonderful friend and generous supporter of the School of Management at Binghamton University. Please join me in welcoming Skip Turner.
Thank you, Dylan. And just so you know, when I get going, all the things that he said, I didn't talk to him at all about what he just talked about. Leadership quality. It's very interesting to see what others say. Thank you for having me at such an important event in your lives. It is truly an honor to be able to share some thoughts as you move to the next stage of your life. I want to first congratulate everyone who is graduating today. I have 3 children of my own who are a long way from college and can only imagine how proud and happy your parents and other family members are that you're a graduate. This is truly an accomplishment each graduate should be proud of as well. Now comes the tough part. What are you going to do for the next 50+ years? It's a long time. But one thing, your journey ahead of you will not be as clear as the one that got you here today. Just think of how you made it. Started at elementary school, moved to middle school, high school, then college. There were decisions along the way, such as where to go to college, what your major should be, what extracurricular activities should you seek out. But the path to get you here today was pretty clear early in life. I followed that path and can predict my kids will follow the same path, college. When I graduated Binghamton, many of you were just born or on the way. Wow, I'm getting old. So a lot has happened for all of us since the time I graduated. In reflecting on what has happened on my journey through life since I graduated, I thought I would offer advice. I asked the question, I said, what advice would you give yourself when you were 22? I asked my wife, my mom and dad, my friends and coworkers. I even asked my kids a slightly different question. What advice should you give yourself when you were graduating from college? My middle daughter, Lizzie, who's sitting in the front row right there, she asked me a good question. She said, what is college? So I thought about it, and I told her there's a place you go after high school when you move out of your house and party for 4 years. All kidding aside, I let her know what college was, and to give her some context, informed her that one of her babysitters was going to college next year. She came up with some items that I will share with you. She says, be nice to other people and your mom. Take care of other people if they are hurt. Read books. Take good care of yourself, and make sure you don't watch too much TV or play too many video games unless it's raining. On the whole, pretty good advice. The answers I received from others were varied, but themes did emerge. One thing I heard from many people is that your path or journey is not going to go as planned, or even as you thought. This has happened to me a number of times in my career. I will share with you 3 major changes in my career journey and what I learned about each. First, I started my career at Arthur Anderson in 1991, moved up the ladder and made partner in 1999. I was one of the youngest partners ever at the firm, and when I was promoted, I moved right into a leadership role running our securitization practice. How did that all happen so fast? Well, of course, there was hard work, good attitude, and a view that the grass is not always greener. I did have many opportunities to leave the firm, but I stuck it out as the company treated me well, senior leaders looked out for me, and I enjoyed what I did. Of course, I didn't enjoy it every day, but on the whole, I never hated going to work. But the other was a little luck. In this case, good luck. Before I was promoted, there were 2 partners, both named Dave, running the securitization practice. The firm was contemplating putting me up for promotion, and there was discussion that one of the partners would move to another role in the firm to open up a spot for me. In time, I would grow into the role and be promoted. Sounds like a good plan. After a month, it was agreed that Dave was transferring out of the securitization practice. The other Dave announced that he was quitting to take a job at an internet startup. Leadership now had to make a decision who would run the securitization practice. I was just a senior manager, but a week later, I was promoted to partner. Why did the leaders choose me? I look back now and I realize I happened to be in the right place, at the right time, with the right skills. I was a respected person within the firm who would ask for advice and seek counsel. In retrospect, I truly was the best person for the job, and the circumstances worked in my favor. This was a huge change for me. I was now in charge. It was very scary. There was a lot to learn, and I dug right in. Things worked out great. Leadership was happy with how I ran the group in my first year, and then asked me to lead our real estate due diligence services team. I would now be managing 3 other partners and 70 people. In June of 2001, I was lucky enough to get married to my lovely wife, Rose. Things could not have been better. I was a successful new partner and had a lovely new wife. But the career story goes a little sideways. Roll the clock ahead, as many of you know, Arthur Anderson ends up going out of business in 2002 due to a little shredding incident. Now here I am, with 70 people I'm responsible for, and a crisis unfolding in front of me. All of my coworkers were looking for guidance. I remember thinking at the time, why is this happening to me? After working so hard, through no fault of my own, I could be out of work. This is not fair. It truly was bad luck. So as the shredding crisis unfolds, I pull everyone into a conference room and have a very difficult conversation. I tell our folks it's very likely that Anderson will be out of business. So I encourage everyone to get their resumes together and be prepared for the worst. Our team was very scared. In fact, some of them would cry. I assured them I would do all I could to help them all find jobs. I also said I would do my best to try and find a new company for our team. I said I would do this only if the team wanted to stay together. Unbelievably, every senior person on the team came to me and said they wanted to stay together and pursue options for our group as a team. That news was very reassuring, as it was clear that people liked our team and the culture we had built. After many uncertain months, I ended up working out a deal to take our team to Ernst & Young, and many of the people who came with me are still with the firm 10 years later. What did I learn? No matter how much you plan ahead, there are times in your life that things are not going to go as planned. Life is not always fair. You can work hard and do all the right things, but sometimes bad luck happens to good people. I was a new partner who certainly did not want to leave Anderson, but due to circumstances beyond my control, I had to. I also know that having a support network who truly cares for you and reaches out to you makes your life better. I was lucky to have my wife Rose there for me during this time, as well as my family, who truly felt my pain. I also know that being honest with you, even if the answer is not good, can be viewed positively in the long run. When I asked everyone if they wanted to stay together and pursue opportunities as a team, people evaluated me as a leader, knew I was a straight shooter, and all my actions and character over a long period of time were taken into account by my team in wanting to stay together. In fact, one of my colleagues, who was now up for partner, but was only a manager at the time, admitted to me that he was so committed to the team and trusted me so much that he didn't even put together a resume during this time. In retrospect, he said that he might have been a little naive. Roll the clock ahead to 2007. I am running a securitization practice at Ernst & Young, and a little thing joining me, this is really a great time to be running the group that is at the epicenter of this crisis. So what did I do? I used the little playbook from 2002. I pulled our team together, which is now has grown to over 200 people, and let them know that our group is not performing that well financially. Our team was reading the paper, and there was not much work to do, so no one was surprised by this information. I told our team that they would need to rethink their careers, as there was not enough work for our practice to keep all 200 people busy. I told people very bad news, but also made sure that leadership was committed to helping our people find new opportunities. But people needed to reinvent themselves. Our practice had been very successful, and our people worked very hard over many years, so it was the least we could offer our people. The credit crisis changed my career as well, if you could believe, for the better. We successfully placed many of our people in new positions around the firm. I called in many favors so we would not have to have massive layoffs. It worked. We were able to offer very talented people new opportunities, many of whom are still with the firm today. Once out of our team, these people needed to reinvent themselves and do something new. It was tough, but people were given the chance. Some also elected to truly reflect and try something totally new. People went to graduate school, law school, the FBI. One has opened a bar in New York City, and in fact, one person quit my team to rejoin his college band. As for me, I proved to my leadership that I can handle a crisis and manage through it. Their confidence in me also gave me new opportunities to lead very interesting assignments as the credit crisis unfolded. I spent my time at the New York Fed helping them set up Maiden Lane with the assets that were required from Bear Stearns to facilitate the JP Morgan Chase Bear Stearns merger. I also helped the New York Fed set up Maiden Lane 2 and 3 to deal with the liquidity crisis at AIG, as well as assorted other assignments in Washington, D.C., Ireland, and Greece. If the credit crisis did not happen, I don't think that my leadership would have recognized my true abilities. Abilities that were always there, but were just not noticed until these adverse events. I learned that you might need to see adversity as an opportunity. Just remember, don't be passive. Seize times of adversity. You might think you're at the wrong place, but with the right skills, you can turn adversity into opportunity. So back to my original question, what advice would you give yourself when you were 22? So here it is. Everybody has a hangover right now. Okay? There are two items that you truly control: your attitude and your character. Your attitude is very important. That is something you control. In certain cases, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude, and it makes a big difference in how you are viewed by others. It sets the course of how you tick, how you motivate yourself, and how you work with others. Your character is also important, as integrity, responsibility, sympathy, and forgiveness sets your moral compass and influences many of the decisions you make. Remember, you, and only you, control these two components of your life. Secondly, the path in life is not always clear, and sometimes events that might seem terrible at the time help define you, and ultimately might in fact turn out to be opportunities. Thirdly, if you're going to plan anything, plan that at some point in your life you will need to reinvent yourself, as the world will change. Finally, throughout life, you'll be placed in situations where you must make big decisions. When this happens, seek counsel. Look at things objectively and trust your instincts. Also evaluate your decisions in light of your relationships, and make sure you think about how your decision will not only affect you, but how it will affect others who you care about. Please think hard about how decisions affect other people, because relationships transcend all. Relationships with the people you care about are what truly matters and really defines your success. After you make a decision, move forward with passion. Give your best effort and have a good attitude. With a good attitude, good moral character, good advice, and great relationships, your decisions will take you on a great journey to unexpected places. I've enjoyed my journey in life so far, and plan on doing so with the people I love for the rest of my life. Thanks, and enjoy your journey.
Thank you so much for your insightful remarks. As a small token of appreciation, I would like to present to you Mr. School of Management, Alumnus